What happened to home gardens in America? Take a walk through a typical American neighborhood today. You'll see beautiful lawns, driveways filled with cars, maybe a few flower beds. But something is missing. 50 years ago, many of these same backyards looked completely different. Behind countless American homes stood vegetable gardens filled with tomatoes, beans, cucumbers, corn, lettuce, and peppers. Families spent weekends tending their crops. Children helped with watering. Grandparents passed down gardening wisdom. Growing food at home was simply part of life. So what happened? Why did America's backyard gardens disappear? And why are some people trying to bring them back? Let's find out. It's hard to imagine today, but there was a time when home gardening was incredibly common. For many Americans born before 1960, growing food wasn't considered a hobby. It was normal. Many families maintained gardens every year. Fresh vegetables came from the backyard rather than the grocery store. People knew how to save seeds. They knew when to plant tomatoes. They knew how to preserve food for winter. Gardening knowledge passed naturally from one generation to the next. Nobody needed YouTube tutorials. Parents taught children. Grandparents taught grandchildren. And the cycle continued. To understand home gardening in America, we must go back even further. During World War II, Americans were encouraged to plant what became known as victory gardens. Millions of families grew vegetables at home to support the war effort. Backyards, schoolyards, church properties, empty lots. Food production became a patriotic duty. By the end of the war, Victory Gardens supplied a significant portion of America's fresh vegetables. Even after the war ended, many families continued gardening. The habit remained. The knowledge survived. For decades afterward, home gardens flourished. The 1950s, 60s, and 70s became the golden age of home gardening. Backyards often contained large vegetable patches. Tomatoes were everywhere. So were beans, corn, cucumbers, squash, and potatoes. Gardening wasn't about organic food trends. It wasn't about social media. It was simply practical. Families enjoyed better tasting produce. Children learned responsibility. Neighbors exchanged seeds and gardening advice. Entire communities shared the same traditions. Then something began to change, slowly at first, then much faster. Supermarkets expanded. Food became available year-round. People no longer had to wait for seasonal harvests. Tomatoes could be purchased in January. Strawberries appeared in stores throughout the year. Convenience began replacing self-sufficiency. As food became easier to buy, fewer families felt the need to grow it themselves. For many Americans, gardening started to seem unnecessary. Around the same time, another trend emerged: the obsession with lawns. Instead of growing vegetables, homeowners increasingly focused on creating the perfect green yard. Lawns became symbols of success. A neat lawn required less planning than a productive garden. Gradually, many vegetable plots disappeared. In their place came larger stretches of grass. America traded food gardens for lawns, and few people noticed at the time. Life also became faster. Many households shifted to 2 working adults. Long commutes became common. Families had less free time. Gardening requires patience. It requires consistency. Weeding, watering, harvesting. Many people simply felt too busy. As schedules filled up, gardens shrank. Eventually, some disappeared altogether. Perhaps the biggest change wasn't physical, it was educational. When fewer parents gardened, fewer children learned how. Skills that once passed naturally between generations began disappearing. Many young adults today have never planted a tomato. They may not know when vegetables are in season. Some have never tasted a tomato picked fresh from the vine. The chain of knowledge weakened. And in many families, it broke entirely. When home gardens disappeared, America lost more than vegetables. Families lost outdoor traditions. Children lost hands-on experiences, communities lost opportunities to share knowledge, people became more disconnected from where food comes from. For generations, gardening taught patience, responsibility, observation, respect for nature. Those lessons became less common, but the story doesn't end there. Something interesting has happened in recent years. More Americans are gardening again. Why? Food prices have risen. People want healthier produce. Many are concerned about food quality. Others simply enjoy growing something with their own hands. Raised garden beds are appearing in backyards once again. Seed sales have increased. Fruit trees are becoming popular. Younger generations are rediscovering skills their grandparents considered normal. Will America ever return to the days when every backyard had a vegetable garden? Probably not. Life has changed. Neighborhoods have changed. Families have changed. But perhaps that isn't the real question. Maybe the better question is this: can gardening become part of American life again? Can families reconnect with food? Can children learn where vegetables come from? Can communities share gardening knowledge once more? Many people believe the answer is yes, and every spring, thousands of new gardeners plant their very first seeds. Home gardens didn't disappear overnight. Their decline happened slowly over decades. Convenience replaced tradition, lawns replaced vegetables, busy schedules replaced time outdoors, but the desire to grow food never completely vanished. Today, more Americans are rediscovering what previous boys' generations already knew. There is something deeply satisfying about planting a seed, watching it grow, and harvesting food with your own hands. Perhaps the backyard garden was never truly lost. Perhaps it was simply waiting to be rediscovered. What about you? Did your family have a garden growing up? What vegetables do you remember most? Share your memories in the comments below.